You're walking across the room, maybe just going to grab a glass of water, and suddenly your foot catches on nothing. You stumble, your heart jumps, and you think to yourself, what just happened? Maybe it's been happening more often lately. A small trip here, a little stumble there. You laugh it off in the moment, but deep down, you wonder, is my body trying to tell me something? And let me be very clear right from the start, this video is not medical advice. I'm not your doctor. I'm simply here to share powerful, practical insights that might just open your eyes to why these stumbles keep happening and, most importantly, what you can begin to do about it starting today. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you stumbled? Was it yesterday, last week, maybe even this morning? Did you chalk it up to just not paying attention, or maybe your shoes, or maybe you told yourself, oh, I'm just getting older? The truth is, stumbling isn't random. It's a signal. It's your body waving a little flag and saying, hey, something's off here. So let's talk about it. Because ignoring those little warning signs can be the difference between catching yourself and falling hard, and we don't want to wait until it's too late. Imagine this. You're in the kitchen, you're carrying a plate, and suddenly your leg feels a little weak. Your toe drags just enough to catch the edge of the rug. You stumble, the plate wobbles, your heart pounds, but luckily you steady yourself. Before you go, if you're over 50 or in your golden years, don't miss out on tips that can truly make a difference in your health and independence. Subscribe now and join a community of seniors who are taking small but powerful steps towards stronger bodies, sharper minds, and a better quality of life. One click could be the start of feeling better every single day, so hit that subscribe button today. Now, picture the same scene, except this time you don't catch yourself. The plate shatters, and you hit the ground. That difference, between catching yourself and not, can change your entire future. So if you've been noticing more little stumbles, don't ignore it. Why does it happen? Well, let's get real for a moment. As we get older, a few things naturally start to change. The muscles in your legs, the very ones that used to carry you upstairs with no effort, start to lose a bit of strength. The nerves in your feet that used to instantly tell your brain where you were in space, they start to dull just a little. Even your balance systems, your inner ear, your vision, your reflexes, they all take a tiny step back. Not enough that you notice in everyday life, until one day you trip over nothing and wonder why. Have you felt that? Like your body betrayed you for just a split second? Let me ask you another question. Do you find yourself reaching for furniture when you walk across a room? Do you notice you hesitate just a little more when stepping off a curb or walking on uneven ground? These aren't just quirks. These are signs. Signs that your body might be struggling to coordinate strength, balance, and awareness the way it once did. But here's the encouraging part. You are not powerless in this. Think about it like this. When you were young, your body was like a well-trained orchestra. Every muscle, every nerve, every sense worked in harmony. Over time, some of the instruments got a little rusty, some of them don't play quite as loud as they used to, and suddenly the song isn't as smooth. Stumbling is like hearing that note out of tune. But guess what? You can tune the instruments again. You can retrain your body. That's what this is about. Let me give you a reenactment. Picture a woman, let's call her Mary, 72 years old. She's walking through her living room when her slipper catches on the carpet. She stumbles, waves her arms, and barely keeps herself from falling. Later, she tells her daughter, I don't know why I'm so clumsy lately. But Mary isn't clumsy. Her body is sending her signals. Her legs are a little weaker. Her reflexes are a little slower. And that stumble was a warning, not an accident. So what do we do? First, I want you to really take stock of your own body. Do you notice your legs feeling weaker? Do you feel like your knees shake when you stand up too quickly? Do your feet sometimes feel numb, or tingly, or maybe like you can't quite feel the ground? These are the exact things that can cause stumbles. And when you start noticing them, you can start taking action. Let me pause and ask you something. Have you already experienced a fall? If you have, I want you to comment below. Share your story, because you never know how much your story could encourage someone else watching right now. And if you haven't fallen yet but you've been stumbling more often, let me know that too. Because the truth is, you're not alone. Millions of people over the age of 65 experience exactly what you're feeling, and together we can talk about how to take steps, literally, to improve it. Now, let's talk about fixes. Not miracle cures, not overnight changes, but real, Practical things you can start practicing right now. One of the biggest reasons seniors stumble is simply weak legs. The muscles in your thighs and hips are like shock absorbers. They're what keep you steady. If they're weak, every uneven step feels like a challenge. Have you noticed it's harder to get up out of a chair lately? That's a sign of those very muscles losing strength. Try this the next time you're sitting. Instead of pushing yourself up with your arms, use just your legs. Even if it feels hard at first, practice it. Because every single time you do, you're rebuilding that strength. And that strength directly translates to fewer stumbles. Another thing, your feet. When was the last time you really thought about your feet? They're your foundation. If you can't feel them well, or if they're stiff, it's like walking on an uneven floor all the time. Here's something simple. While you're sitting, try curling your toes and then stretching them wide apart. Rotate your ankles slowly, like you're drawing circles with your big toe. These little movements wake up your nerves, improve circulation, and remind your brain exactly where your feet are. Doesn't sound like much, right? But these small actions add up. Now, let's talk balance. Balance isn't just standing still on one leg. Balance is how your body reacts when something unexpected happens, like that rug corner or that uneven sidewalk. You can train this. Here's a simple reenactment. Imagine you're brushing your teeth. Instead of standing on both legs, try lifting one foot just slightly off the ground. Hold it for 10 seconds, then switch. At first, you might wobble like crazy, but over time, your body learns. And the next time you stumble, that training could mean the difference between catching yourself and hitting the floor. Another question for you. Do you ever feel like your vision isn't as sharp, especially in low light? Believe it or not, your eyes play a huge role in your balance. If you can't see the ground clearly, your brain is already at a disadvantage. That's why making sure your home has good lighting, especially at night, can reduce stumbles dramatically. How many of you right now are guilty of walking through a dark hallway instead of turning the light on? Be honest. And let's not forget shoes. Oh yes, shoes. Walking around in slippers that are too loose or socks on a slick floor is like asking for trouble. Have you ever slipped on your own kitchen floor in socks? It happens in seconds. Choosing sturdy shoes with good grip can make the ground feel a whole lot safer under your feet. But beyond all these little fixes, here's the biggest thing. You have to acknowledge the warning. Because stumbling is not just about tripping. It's about your body saying, "Please pay attention to me." And if you answer that call now, you may prevent the bigger fall later. Think about this. Have you ever known someone who had one bad fall and it changed everything? Maybe they broke a hip, maybe they lost their independence, maybe they never fully recovered. You don't want that to be your story. Let me paint another scene. A man named Robert, 68, loved working in his garden. But he started stumbling more often. Once, he brushed it off. Twice, he laughed about it. The third time, he fell on the patio and broke his wrist. That fall kept him from gardening for months, and when he finally healed, his confidence was shaken. He was afraid to even walk on the grass anymore. That's the hidden cost of ignoring these signs. Not just the injury, but the fear that follows. So what can you do today? Start small. Stand up without using your arms. Stretch your ankles and toes. Balance on one foot while you brush your teeth. Walk through your house and notice. Are there rugs you could trip on? Are there cords in the way? Is the lighting dim in the hallway? Make those changes. They sound simple, but they're life-changing. And as you're listening right now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Do you stumble more when you're tired? Do you notice it more in the evening than in the morning? These little patterns matter. Your body is trying to talk to you. Don't ignore it. Comment below and tell me what you've noticed. Because I promise, someone else is feeling exactly the same thing, and your comment might be the thing that encourages them. Now let's keep it real. You can't stop time. Aging is part of life. But stumbling more often doesn't have to be. You can fight back with awareness, with practice, and with simple changes. Think of it like sharpening a knife. If you keep using it without sharpening, eventually it dulls and slips. But if you take time to sharpen it, it stays safe and useful. Your body works the same way. And let me reassure you, this isn't about turning back the clock. This is about giving yourself the best possible chance to stay strong, steady, and confident. Because you deserve to walk into a room without fear. You deserve to bend down to pick something up without worrying you'll topple over. You deserve to live your life fully, not hesitantly. So the next time you stumble, don't just laugh it off. Stop, think, and ask yourself, what is my body trying to tell me? Then do something about it. Start strengthening your legs. Start waking up your feet. Start practicing balance. Start making your home safer. Because the warning signs are there for a reason. And ignoring them isn't just risky, it's dangerous. Now, I want you to imagine yourself a few months from now. You're walking through that same hallway where you used to reach for the wall, and this time you stride confidently. You don't stumble. You don't hesitate. You feel steady and strong. That's possible. It starts with listening to your body today. So, if you've stumbled lately, I want you to take this seriously. Don't ignore it. Don't wait until the stumble becomes a fall. Take action now. Comment below and tell me what you're going to start doing today, whether it's balancing on one foot, fixing your lighting, or practicing standing up without your arms. Share it, because when you say it out loud, you're more likely to stick with it. And as always, remember, I'm not your doctor. This isn't medical advice, but it is a reminder. A reminder that your body talks to you every single day. And those stumbles? That's one of its loudest messages. Listen, act, and protect your future. Because you deserve to stay on your feet.